Luke, you guys get back to practice today. What was the overall feeling about not just the results, but how you guys played over the weekend?
Yeah, I think it was a good start, but there's a lot of stuff to work on. Obviously, it's nice to get one of the two wins, but we want both at the end of the day. So a lot of stuff to build off of, but we're grateful for how it went, and we're going to learn from it.
One of the things that I think you look at off the top, if you're just casually browsing the stats, is you look at the shots in that first period on Saturday, 17 of them, but not a lot of high danger shots. What did you guys think after that 20 minutes of play, and then looking back on it today?
Yeah, I don't think that was a good period by us whatsoever. I think we built off of it in the second and third, but in the first we got outshot. Hildy stood on his head big time, but we tried to keep all the shots from the outside, which I think we did a decent job of, but still too much action for our goalie, which we don't want, especially in the first period.
Possession was a key word coming into this season and over the first couple of games. You guys had some moments in the offensive zone. It seems like there is room to move up there and try to gain more than just the 1 or 2 minutes or 1 or 2 moments in and done and out.
Yeah, 100%. I think it's a big thing for us to focus on, and I think we've done a good job of talking about systems that'll help us do that in the first week. But I think beyond that, we just need to keep on building. And there were some flashes of it in the first 2 games, but I think we have a lot more in us, and we'll show that this upcoming weekend.
Logan Shaw picks up a goal on Friday night. You contributed on that. Do you remember what happened on that play?
Yeah, it was a good breakout play by Gruzy there to get me the puck in the middle. Just try to take it wide and take it to the net, and couldn't get to the back post. So then I took it around the net and saw Barb's coming down in a perfect spot. So I just fed it to him, easy play for me, and then Shawzy back post. I mean, he's a dog in front of the net, so I know Barb's tried to get it to him, and it all worked out.
Ryan, you guys get back to it today after a day off. What was the feeling about what you guys did over the weekend and where you might improve?
Yeah, it's obviously early, so there's lots of room for improvement. But as a whole, our second game we came out with a win, so that was good. Just gotta get a lot better at managing pucks and putting ourselves in good places to avoid odd man rushes and bad chances against.
Well, kind of got a little focus there, I think, in that second game in the first period. Outshot 17 to whatever, but when you look back, there weren't a lot of high danger shots. Is there something about that bend not break idea?
Definitely. Yeah, just try and keep them to the outside if they're going to get their chances. Just keep them minimal and just not very dangerous. So that was all right with us, but obviously still wanted to do better after that first.
Tell me about the goal. First of all, tell me about the breakaway and what happens in that first period.
I just caught myself on a break and. Not much to say. I just hit the crossbar. Unlucky.
And then what happens on the goal?
On the goal, it's just kind of like a 2-on-1 developed, and then Q shot it, rebound, dirty puck. I just parked it right in front, and then Barb's found it and just put it right to me, and simple as that.
You guys got a lot of goals this week, 3.5 on average over 2 games, but a lot of, I don't want to call them greasy necessarily, but a lot on the inside. Bit of a strategy?
I don't think particularly, but I know what you're saying. A lot of them have just been in tight, closed back door. So, that worked for us this weekend, but, that's not been really the goal.
John, back at it today. I know from a coaching standpoint, it's not just that you got offense this weekend, 3.5 goals a game, as it turns out, or whatever. But were you happy with how you got that offense?
Yeah, I was. I liked how we went. We did some things that we've been guys getting inside. A lot of the goals you saw were all inside. So we don't want to be that perimeter team that looks like we're doing a lot, but not much is getting accomplished. And I thought we did a pretty good job of digging ourselves underneath and scoring those goals. Tight to the goalie, because that's how you're going to score. Goalies are too good. You got to make sure that you get inside. I'd like to get a little bit more ozone possession, though. I think a lot of ours were we scored some goals, but I don't think we created enough ozone time, so that's something that we can continue to monitor as we move forward.
Looking at that first period yesterday, it's pretty easy to look at the shots on goal and say, oh, wow, what in the world happened there? Except when you look at the high danger opportunities, when you look back at it, there just didn't seem to be that many. Was the first period of yesterday or the Saturday's game as kind of lopsided as the shot clock seemed it to be?
Yeah, I mean, again, I agree with you. I don't think some of them are high danger, but I do think that we didn't do a good enough job of getting it stopped. I think we spent too much time on our own end, by not getting pucks stopped. That's something we addressed today, I think, when you watch practice. But it's kind of like you're not going to be perfect all the time. It's better to bend and not break, and we kind of had that mentality. But it's definitely not something we want to have as a template of success. But all in all, I mean, it was pretty good effort. And Dennis was there when he had to be.
And as far as mixing up the folks that got in play over the weekend, you feel everybody got enough exposure to their first taste of the American League season?
Yeah, I think we had to adjust the lineup accordingly to get we got a vet issue. It is what it is. You can't play them all. We'd like to, but it's just unfortunate. But it still allowed some of the young guys to get some good amount of ice time, which was important. Got some good looks at some players. At the end of the day, they don't want to not play, but I think they all came in with that right attitude. Like they're trying to do whatever they need to do to make the team better.